All right, so we're going to add on a little bit today. If you haven't noticed, the dashboard, my Canvas page is up and running. So if you have missed or you were not here, I'm going to try to post one of my classes during the day. I'm just going to record myself whenever we're learning some new stuff, and then it'll be up on the home page of Canvas. That way, if you miss or you forgot something or you need to review or whatever you need to do, it'll be up there. So just to let you know that it is up and running, it's working. I posted a little thing from yesterday that we did. I think all of you were here yesterday, but if you weren't, you can kind of review and check that out. So you guys should have, did we have something like this yesterday? A couple shapes, your text layer. All right, just a few things. On the right-hand side is your panels. And if you don't see something, first of all, you have this little toolbar here with all these little symbols. For example, if you don't see your colors, you can hit these little swatches here and you'll get your colors, all right? If you go down here, let's say if I click on my little circle here, go ahead and click on one of your shapes. You should see a panel show up that says appearance. If you don't see it, it's one of these little symbols. Right here's my little appearance panel. If I click it, check it out. It's right here now, and it's also right here. All right, so just to know where things are at when you're starting to work, you always look over here on the right panel. Another way is if you don't see something, go up to the word window, please. Go up to the word window. If you do not see something, you can scroll through here. All the stuff is right in here. All right, for example, go ahead and go up to window and scroll down to type. And just hover over type. And then you'll get a window over on the right. If you look at it, you got a whole bunch of different things here. So if I go type, let's just hit character. And a little character panel, does it pop up for you? Okay, so you don't see something, that's where you go. Always the go-to is to window. All right, let's click on the circle. Click on the circle. And again, some students do not like Illustrator. It's definitely different than Photoshop, and it's used totally different. But you got your computer open, buddy. Come on, Riley, dang. How about you? All right. But it's pretty easy. You do pretty much everything inside your working document. So if you clicked on your circle, couple different things. Go up to the word edit. Go up to edit. Go copy. Edit copy. Go back to edit. Go paste. All right. There's one way to copy a shape. Another way is this. First of all, I don't know if I showed you this or talked about it yesterday. This first little arrow in the toolbar is kind of like your universal tool. It's your move tool. Okay, if you're stuck or something's going on, click the move tool. You'll be good to go. Put your move tool inside of that shape, that second shape we just made. And the other thing is, whatever shape has the blue bounding box around it, that's the shape that is selected. Hold down the Alt key. You get two little arrows now, a black and white one, click and drag. All right, so that's an easy way to copy a shape. Do me a favor real quick, that last shape you made, just click and drag it around and drag it like underneath one of your other circles. Do you get like a little magenta looking line like I get? Yes, yes, everybody? See this little red line? Watch, if I go this way, see that little red line that's connecting my two circles, yes or no? Joe, you get it? All right, so here's what this is. In the world of design, when you're creating layouts and stuff, it's nice to have things all perfect. In Illustrator, it'll let you know when you're lined up with something. So for example, right now, look, it's going to let me know that I'm exactly lined up with that left circle. So if I let go, they're both perfectly lined up. All right. And if you don't want those on, you go up to View and you turn off Smart Guides. And now those guides won't be on. But depending on what we're doing, if you want to get stuff perfectly lined up, go up to View, turn on Smart Guides, and now stuff will let me know. For example, right now, this guy, it's letting me know that my circle is going to be perfectly, the middle of my circle is perfectly lined up with the blue edge of my rectangle. Boom. All right. Go ahead and click off of everything. Just click out of it. Did we look at the, let's go to Window and go to Layers. Turn on your layers. Did we look at these yesterday a little bit? How the layer panel is a little different? So, in your layers panel, you have this little white caret right here. Click on it. This little white caret, click on it. And here's the thing, we don't have to be in our layers panel to actually work. If you just click on something in your work area, it's automatically going to go to that layer. All right, the layers panel works a lot different than in Photoshop. Down at the bottom of the layers panel, some of the stuff looks a little bit similar. You should see a a square with a plus sign. I see the square with the plus sign. Click it. What happens is this. So that first layer we made has all our shapes and period 1 on it. And look, the layer color is blue. When you go to make a new layer, it's going to give you a different color. Right now, mine is red. Is yours red? Okay. Let's go back to the shape tool over here. And let's get the polygon tool. Go inside of your work, double click. Do you get this window? Yes? Everybody? All right, so when you're working with this, if you double click, it'll let you tell you how many sides you want to make for this thing. So I'm just going to go 3, hit OK, and I'll get a perfect triangle. All right. And again, it should be the color that you're using. If you want to change the color of it once you have made the shape, you can go over here to your appearance panel, or up top, you got your fill and stroke color. I'm going to give it a gradient, so I'm going to hit this little guy right here. The little gradient rectangle, and my gradient thing pops up. Did we do gradients yesterday? Okay. All right. That should make a little different. When you have all these panels open, if you want to get, like I'm done with my gradient one. If I just hit these little arrows, these 2 double arrows in your panels, it'll close those out. All right. If you want to keep your workspace a little bit cleaner. Let's shut my layers. There we go. Notice what happens. Hopefully you still have your layers panel open. That triangle is now on a separate layer, and the layer is red. And now anything I add from now on will go onto these red layers. Okay. If I do another layer, I don't know what color it'll be. Let's see. It's going to be green. Okay. So a little bit different. Your layer could contain more than one thing. All right. Go ahead and click off of everything in your work, and let's just highlight one of your circles. Click on one of your circles. Up in the toolbar, click this white arrow. Click this white arrow right here. Now go down inside of your work and just click off of everything. So look, I've deselected everything. Okay. Let me zoom in here so you can see this. Go right on the edge of one of your circles. Just put your arrow right on the edge of one of your circles. Do you see a little thing that says path? Yes? Click on it. We looked at this a little bit in Photoshop, but it's going to be a lot more useful in Illustrator. Check it out with the white arrow, any shape you have. I could even probably do it with my text, but now I get these little white anchor points. So I started with a circle. If I want to create some kind of custom shape, these little anchor points now, if I pull them, all right, and I even get these little blue handlebars, they're called. I can spin those and drag those out. I can actually adjust the shape of this circle. Okay. Again, this program is definitely used for graphic illustrations. So everything's going to be right inside of it. You can adjust stuff. You don't have to freehand draw. You don't have to be the best artist. You can start with some basic shapes and adjust them. So go ahead and click off of that. Go up to that triangle we made and click right on the edge. Did a little white anchor point show up? Yeah? Yes, yes. Fellas over here, I know some of you are asleep. Some of you are doing other homework. Let's try to focus a little bit. We got phones out and everything. I know it's not the most exciting stuff, but a little bit disrespectful. Let's try to hang in there. You're all right. All right, check it out. You got the little white anchor points. If you click on one, just click on it, and it should turn to like a solid red or blue color. Yes? Yes, yes? All right. If you hold down shift, click on another one. So I'm going to hold down shift and click on this bottom right one. Those two are selected now. Watch what happens. Now that whole side will edit for myself. Okay? Not just one anchor point. Notice what else happens. Do you get the little circles inside? You can actually, if I click and drag on those now, I can actually curve those angles a little bit. If I'm looking for a specific shape that I want to make for maybe a logo or something. All right, go ahead and let's move one of your circles over top of your blue rectangle. Actually, you can just whatever. You make sure one of your shapes is over another one of your shapes. Everybody good? Yes, yes. All right. You good, Joe? Okay, here, watch this. Ready? Look up here in mine. So you got the polygon tool, right? You come in here before you click and drag. If you double click, you'll get a window. Sometimes you got to do it once or twice. You'll get a window and then you can change the sides. Yep. All right. If you have one of your shapes above another shape, couple things. You can do this in the layers panel like we did in Photoshop. I don't know which one's which. I got to turn on the eye here. There it is. So I could use my layers panel. Okay. And if I wanted to make this circle behind my blue rectangle, I could drag this layer down, maybe, and it goes behind it, okay? The other way you can do this is this. Watch this. Got my circle selected. If I double click inside of it, you're going to get a menu. If I go down to arrange, I could go bring to front, and it'll bring it to front, all right? So you can use the layers panel. It's a lot easier. Sometimes just right click. If you notice, if you right click, you also have some of the stuff you saw in Photoshop. You have transform, you can rotate, reflect, scale, all that good stuff. Let's do, click on one of your circles, just bring it out so it's kind of by itself. I'm going to move everything else up here, up and over. Just so it's out of the way. Try to find this tool right here for me. It kind of looks like it almost looks like a mustache with like a line going through it. You guys see it? It's about middle way down. If you hover over it, oh, it should. Come on. It's called the width tool. Click and hold that down. Click and hold that down, and you get all these crazy looking little symbols. Okay, again, since this is an illustration program, you can start with basic shapes, and it's very easy to get some more abstract, custom shapes, complex shapes. Go ahead and hit that twirl tool. And check it out. Here's the deal. If you go over on the edge of your circle, Just click and hold the mouse down. And the more you do it, obviously, the more swirls you'll get. So if I'm looking for some kind of, I don't know, custom logo for a, who knows, for some candy store or something. Whoa, I got delivery. There you go. All right. Select one of your other shapes or make another shape. Just go through these tools right here. So I did the twirl. If I do the warp tool, if I click and drag, that's how this one works. Go down to the scallop one. Some of them you click and drag. Some of them you just click and hold down the mouse button. Now, as you use these, if you notice, look up here at mine. This shape now has a ton of anchor points because I've messed with all the vectors. All right. If I got the white arrow, clicked off of it and clicked back on this, I now have every one of these little white arrows I could also adjust just individually if I'm looking to get a certain design. And all these are free range. Now, some of them you'll notice won't do much of anything right now because we have to have certain elements to be able to use them. But for the most part, most of them should work for you. So today, the biggest thing, the white arrow lets you click on an edge of a shape and adjust anchor points. All right. Right click on a shape once you have it selected, and you can arrange it. Bring it to the front, send it to the back. And then to copy shapes, you can either hold down Alt, or you can go up to Edit, Copy, Edit, Paste. All right. Yo.
When I double click, it like focuses me on one layer. I can use another one.
Double click on what are you trying to double click on?
I didn't mean to, but like I accidentally double clicked on one.
Oh, okay, yeah, I got what you're saying. So here's the deal. Here's how this, we haven't gotten to that, and it does happen. Here's what Joe's talking about. Check this out. Watch this. If you're on a shape, let me zoom out so you can see this. So if you double click a shape, watch what happens here. I'm gonna just double click a shape here. Does it do that? Everything like grays out except for that shape. All right. It's called individual mode. It just grays everything else out, so you're just focused on that shape. To get out of it, if you just go somewhere outside of your shape and double click, everything will reactivate. All right. All right, go ahead and just save it for today. And tomorrow we'll use some of these shape tools and stuff to actually try to construct something, practice copying things, but just save this for today.